am strong.
I won't give up.
I put my heart into the game.
I learned from my mistakes.
Focus.
Determination.
Confidence.
I trust my gut.
No limits.
Preparation.
Dedication.
Leadership. I want to make my team and family proud.
And be an inspiration for other girls who like sports.
Join the movement.
Red Lion Hotels Corporation is built to thrive. With innovative programming and in-the-know staff, our hotel brands offer guests great stays and a chance to immerse in local culture. Red Lion Hotels and Red Lion Inn & Suites are better than ever. For travelers who want to get lost and discover adventure, we open the door to the best local experiences. We have reinvented the loyalty program. Introducing Hello Rewards, the first recognition-based loyalty program that encourages members to go further, fly higher, travel better, with tailor-made rewards. And we're not stopping yet. Presenting Hotel RL, our newest hotel brand. Inspired by the natural beauty of the Pacific Northwest, an uplifting, relaxed atmosphere, a staff that loves what they do. For adventurers at heart, Hotel RL will inspire an amazing journey. Our future has never been brighter. 3 strong brands, an expanding portfolio, industry-leading innovation with turnkey solutions, simple fee structures, areas of protection, continued support from day one. We make partnerships easy. Reach a new breed of traveler with RLHC.
We see you. Be your creative self at Clark College.
WWCC is affordable. Find your way. Attend part-time. Direct transfer. Join the fun at WWCC. WWCC is affordable. Find your way. Attend part-time. Direct transfer. Join the fun at WWCC.
I chose Centralia College because I really felt like school, academic-wise and soccer-wise, it would be a good fit for me. And then I come here and I play, and it's like the competition is crazy, and I don't think the label of community college means anything to the skill that people have. My name is Gabby, and I play soccer at Centralia College, and I go boldly. I chose
The NWAC would like to thank Baden for supplying the official game balls of the NWAC Championship. Baden is committed to developing and producing the highest quality products in sports and is driven by what is right for athletes. Baden, perform better.
Our second match features the West Region champion, the Highline Thunderbirds, and the North Region champion, the Peninsula.
Well, welcome back in for our second semifinal of the day, and Dave, certainly as people were marking down their calendars, this was probably the one that got circled more frequently as the Highline Thunderbirds take on the Peninsula Pirates.
rematch of the last 2 championships in the NWAC.
Have to go back to 2011 to find a NWAC championship that the Peninsula Pirates were not present for. But obviously one of these 2 teams will not be going to the NWAC championship match on Sunday, but the next 90 minutes should be very entertaining.
Absolutely, should be a terrific game. They played 2. Every time they play here at Starfire in the NWAC championships, you get free bonus soccer, 2 straight overtime matches. And not much to separate these 2 teams. They're both really well coached. They're both really organized. A lot of talent on both sides of the field. Should be a lot of fun today. And honestly, whoever comes out of today is probably the favorite going into the final on Sunday. Although Clark showed, they're going to be in with a shout. But both these teams this is the NWAC royalty game.
Absolutely. Both these teams finished at the top of their respective conferences. Peninsula finished 14-0-1 in the North region, 17-2-1 overall to take the North. Highline 13-0-1 in the West, 16-1-1 overall. These teams met in the first match of the season. I think both coaches are thinking, well, let's try to get a little bit of a preview of what we might be up for in the NWAC tournament. Highline took the victory 4-2 in that game.
And they actually played it here at Starfire. So that was part of the NWAC friendlies at the beginning of the year. One of the things about this level is the teams change so much over the course of a season. It's really going to be a different thing. I wouldn't spend a lot of time one way or the other on that one. In fact, Peninsula lost both their games they played in the NWAC friendlies. They lost to Highline and Walla Walla and then didn't lose another game all season. The one blemish on their record, a 1-1 tie at Edmonds. I'm sure Kenyon wasn't too thrilled about that particular result, but Peninsula is a strong team, and it'll be, I think, a terrific game. They beat North Idaho a week after the NWAC friendlies, 2-1, and I think that's maybe a better measure than one of the best teams in the East came out to Peninsula and couldn't get a result. For Highline, obviously they started the season strong and really haven't had too much of a blip. Their one loss for the season was to Cerritos College out of California, one of the top JUCOs in California. So kind of a different thing. Not a great result for the NWAC in terms of some kind of national ranking, but a great game for Highline to play, and they had a terrific season. Both these teams, Highline beat Tacoma 4-0. I think, or was it 2-0? Beat Tacoma, shut out Tacoma. Did draw against Bellevue, but clearly the best team on the west side again this year, and that's saying something because you just saw Tacoma push Clark all the way to the limit, and they're the 3rd place team in the league.
Absolutely. So Highline managed a 4-0 result against Clark back during those NWAC friendlies that you mentioned. And that is the team that these 2 teams will now compete for the right to face on Sunday, as Clark took down Tacoma 1-0 through 90 minutes. And somehow you get the sense that this one might have a few more goals in it than that.
Yeah, well, I think these games are always nip and tuck. Much like the first game, it's going to depend on whether people take chances. I thought realistically, the first game could have been 2-1 or 3-2 just as easily. Certainly at the end there, Tacoma their goalkeeper came up big made a save on the counter there. And those are things you need if you're going to advance. It wasn't quite enough, but wasn't a typical 1-0 kind of nip tight in the back midfield kind of game. The other thing that I like about this game was you see Saya Ram in the middle of the park here as a referee, and I think she's got a lot of experience and a good reputation, and I think it eliminates a wild card from the game because people are familiar with her work. They're used to having her work big games, and she's really consistent as an official. So I'm sure both teams are happy to see her in the middle of the park. So this is a strong crew that the NWAC's sending out to officiate. So should be all the ingredients are in for a great game. It's really it's a semifinal, but it's the atmosphere of a final. 2 really experienced, high-powered programs, and looking forward to kind of seeing what they're going to bring what they're going to bring to the table today. I'm sure Tom's excited, and Kenyon as well.
Let's meet the starting 11 for both teams. First, the starting 11 named by head coach Kenyon Anderson for the Peninsula Pirates. In goals, Andrea Kanagi. Defenders left-right, Tony Poussey, Hallie Watson, Samantha Guzman, and Cindy Vasquez. The holding mids, Emily Grieve and Sammy Howa. The attacking band of Kayla Alcott, Tatiana Hagen, Chantel Torres Benito, and the striker Samantha Oliveira. For Tom Moore and the Highline Thunderbirds, Savannah Hutchinson's in goal, Valeria Rios, Fiona Dawson, and Hannah Jenkins make up the back line. Lexi Maslowski and Skylar Blue Johnson, the holding mids. Chloe Lomenzo, Olivia Lee, and Savannah Nichols, the attacking mids, and Jewel Boland and Hannah Anderson rounding out what Coach Moore has listed as a 3-2-3-2.
Yeah, kind of just a 3-5-2, more or less. And I think it'll be interesting. Jewel Boland had the winning goal last year. Is that right? Yep, had the winning goal in overtime. Was playing with was hampered by a quad injury. Had a really thickly wrapped it, taking her on and off because she was struggling. And then she got the ball at the top of the box, and that was the end of the game. She's a terrific and dangerous striker on the other end. Peninsula really led by Samantha Oliveira up top. 21 goals in 16, 19 matches, 18 matches for her? Yeah, 18. So she's definitely dangerous as well. And they're going up against defenses that are out the strongest in the NWAC. Both these teams relatively straightforward quarterfinal matches as well, as I recall. As we sort of flip through here.
Yeah, Highline seeing off Walla Walla 3-1 and
yep.
Peninsula 1-0 over North Idaho.
Yeah, and that's a very good North Idaho team that had to go to Port Angeles, and Peninsula was able to beat them. The East Side had a tough draw this year. Spokane won it, lost on penalties to Tacoma, and then Walla Walla having to go out to Highline. That's a tough game, and then North Idaho, the number 2 team, having to come out and go all the way to Peninsula, and we're underway.
Thunderbirds in green with black shorts, and the Pirates clad in all white.
Yeah, and actually in that NWAC friendly, quote-unquote friendly game, the game ended with a little bit of a scuffle and a couple of ejections right at the end.
Certainly hope to see a similar level of intensity, but maybe not of chippiness, as it were. But when the championship's on the line, strange things do happen.
Well, I think you've got 2 teams that are really disciplined, and I wouldn't look to see that. I think you're going to see people play hard, but it's also interesting to see Fiona Dawson last year played more as an attacking player, and now she's playing as a center back for Highline. So Tom's moved some folks around a little bit.
Maslowski drops that in for Kanagi. Maslowski pushes it back to Rios.
You saw what Oliveira was looking to do there. She just wants to run onto anything, push it far, and look to finish.
Well, you do have 2 teams that have seen each other as much as these 2 have in the postseason the last couple of years. Do you ever feel there's an inclination to maybe be a little bit more conservative out of the gate, or is it you feel like you have a good read on who your opposition is?
Well, it looks like they've established there's going to be a lot of physical encounters early in the game here. I think these are teams where the coaches, I'm sure, respect each other. The players are aware that these are strong programs. I think there's a tendency to be a little bit careful, but also they're experienced and they've been in a lot of these games. And I think you're looking at folks who are probably a little bit less intimidated by the moment. So I expect actually a more open game. I think both these teams know that they can go forward and they have a lot of confidence in their attack. And they've both, I mean, really, I think between them, they've lost one game inside of the NWAC this season. Is that about right? And so I think you've got a lot of confidence in feeling that, you know, the things that you do work and go ahead and go forward and make plays and stick with what brung you, basically.
Thrown in by Lomenzo on the far side. This is Torres Benito. Up to Oliveira. Oliveira just has a roll out of play on her.
She couldn't quite get her body set, but she's very hard to move off the ball. You can see Jewel Boland there win the ball, play it back, and directing traffic, asking her team to switch the field, which they do.
Looked like it might have come off of Samantha Guzman. Long throw, Hallie Watson, the first one to it. Boland trying to settle underneath it. Tony Palsy is there. Boland's fought her way back to the ball.
And Boland's healthy this year and a little more fit. Looking really dangerous early on. Here comes Oliveira turning.
Looking to link back up with Tatiana Hagen.
And both these, the other thing about both these teams is they're skilled in depth, so that players can interchange very easily. I mean, you've got kids who can, you know, if an outside back makes a run, there's people who can cover that.
Anderson,
they're going to be equally
Lomenzo.
comfortable, you know, on the attack end defending. And
Long
there's
ball
our first
coming
corner.
And as you said, Thunderbirds will line up the set piece first. Alexi Maslowski out to take it.
Corner kick for the Thunderbirds. Alexi Maslowski.
Played short. This appears to be Fiona Dawson. Low ball in
Low
for
ball
her.
in. Ooh, off the post. Got under the Peninsula keeper there. Is that Kennedy? Is that right?
I think we settle on Kanagi.
Kanagi, okay.
We're gonna roll with that, and if we're wrong, at least we'll be consistent.
There you go.
Pronunciation guides occasionally somewhat difficult to find. There's Cindy Vasquez. Worked up to Oliveira. But with her playing as such a forward-line striker, you know, with three on the back line there, definitely she seems like she's going to be the focal point defensively.
Absolutely. Well, it's a little bit of the same issue we had in the last game where you've got a 3-5-2 and a 4-3-3. I think Peninsula is content to sit a little bit deeper and allow Highline some possession. There's another strike. Handled cleanly there. And they're going to look to get Oliveira isolated on Dawson 1v1. And then, you know, you're going to use your wingers to try to get out here and challenge that back three a little bit. Once again, both these teams hard-working, athletic, and very disciplined. There's a good battle in the middle of the park, and now Boland's on the ball.
Howa's in there, as is Hagen. Boland going out wide. That's a lot of space to run. Nichols gives chase and cannot quite make it to the corner flag in time.
No, but a really well-weighted pass. And Boland attracted a ton of attention in the middle of the park, saw it all off, and found a seam to play the ball in. Only narrowly missed.
Watson up to Oliveira. Oliveira going to fight off Maslowski here. It gets back to Jenkins. Lively crowd in attendance here for this semifinal.
Oh yeah, this is a marquee game right here. Highline interchange. They're definitely having the better of possession in the early going. Really forcing Peninsula back. Dawson swings it out the other side. Bolin tries to turn, and Watson wins it, but only as far as Jenkins. Highline gets to turn the screw there. Jenkins played a dangerous looking ball down the line there. Sort of inexplicably, Nelson was a little bit slow to recognize that she had a chance to do something there. Eventually forced to throw it.
Nichols drifting up. Maslowski chops that toward goal, and it bounces into the hands of Kanagi.
And I'm sure that Kenyon Anderson for Peninsula really hoping that playing a little bit deeper would give the Pirates a chance to win the ball and possess it, even if they weren't necessarily getting forward as quickly. But right now they've been restricted to counterattacks, and Highline's really had more of the ball. And just as I say that, Peninsula creates a turnover and almost plays Oliveira through. Now Jewel Boland on the ball again.
There's a player on the field wearing the number 27 jersey for Highline. The only problem is there is no 27 listed on their roster. We believe that is Olivia Lee playing as the central attacking midfielder. Seems to
rather than 17, yeah, I think that's accurate.
Jenkins intercepts that cross. Nichols turned over to Pousey. Disrupted that time by Anderson.
So far, Peninsula just hasn't been able to move the ball as easily. Every time they get the ball, Highline is right on top of them with numbers.
Pousey up to Oliveira.
And I think this is a game that where the official's going to allow a certain amount of physical challenges. So there's a player on the far side for Highline asking for a minute to tie her shoe. She didn't get it and ran back into play.
Dave, we may be moving closer and closer to it kicking off here. Anderson getting tied up that time with Samantha Guzman.
Well, I think you're going to see a lot of robust physical challenges here, but so far I didn't think there was much. I mean, they got tangled up. There was a foul. The referee called a foul. I think when you have a little bit of a potential, I mean, when you've played in the finals 2 years in a row and you're these two programs, you know, there's some emotion at stake, and it's a tough rivalry with highly competitive players. I think this is an officiating crew that is going to do a good job of making sure that the intensity stays within the game. So
Kanagi past midfield. Ball popped up by Torres Benito. Hawa trying to bring it down. Oliveira is there. Ball's behind Torres Benito, came off her hand.
Yeah, well, it was a good idea. She tried to grab it and push it forward and couldn't quite do it.
Lomenzo still asking for time to get her shoe tied over there on the far sideline.
Poor kids had 5 minutes trying to do it. No one would stop playing long enough to let her, you know. Okay, the bunny goes around the forest there. Fiona Dawson standing over this. Highline with some terrific depth. I don't know if some folks are, you know, carrying different knocks or whatever, but you've got number 8 Mackenzie Buell, who can come in off the bench, and she can certainly change the game. She started in the final last year as a freshman. And was the person who really Highline played through most of the time.
Thrown into lead.
Now she's not in the starting 11.
Nichols lifts that ball in. Kanagi
Nice
off the
ball
line.
up.
Headed away from Boland by Guzman. Bite back in by
had to win this.
Lomenzo.
Boland was lurking.
Hagen trying to pull back against Maslowski.
She gets it out wide. Torres Benito on the ball.
She'll come back inside for Hagen. The run up the near side. And Hagen forced to turn back under pressure.
Hagen did a terrific job. They're just patient. Okay, I don't have to force it down the wing. Got it back.
Boland
now
giving
Haley
chase.
Watson with Boland right on her. The best she can do is concede a throw in there.
13 minutes in so far, and Dave, very much Peninsula's kind of been pinned back on their heels. Highline coming at them full force.
Absolutely. Well, the big thing, I think, is that when Peninsula is in possession across the back, Jewel Boland is just lurking, full of energy right now. And that's an incredibly dangerous striker, and she's been able to really force Peninsula to play a little bit faster than they'd like.
Anderson, it's a low service in, headed away from Lee.
Really well done. That's 2 big wins in the middle of the field by Peninsula's defense. But once again, they're not really able to clear their lines.
And lets it run. Guzman up toward Oliveira.
Oliveira tries to flick it to herself, but she's playing 1-on-3 with no support because Highline, they've used possession to really pin Peninsula back. And I'm sure Coach Anderson's trying to figure out how to get his team a little bit further forward because they haven't been able to really press Highline, or they may have decided that this is their best chance and they need to sit a little bit deeper. They haven't let Highline in behind them because for all the possession, Highline hasn't really produced a big chance right yet. So, and Peninsula certainly is well organized defensively and able to kind of see things off. What would concern me, even if you're trying to sit deep, is that clear Peninsula just made there, courtesy of number 7, who's that, Powsey, I think it is. They defend well, they win the ball, they get one touch, and Highline's coming right back at them. Now Powsey's on the ball with a little time. Little flick, a little bit too much for Oliveira to handle there, and now Jewel Boland's on the ball, faced up for Highline.
One of that switch over to Lomenzo on the far side.
And number 6, Cindy Vasquez, took a little bit of an extra touch, but dealt with it well. Started things going the other way for Torres Benito.
This is Vasquez to take the throw. Peninsula kind of marching their way up the far touchline.
Yep, this is really their first foray. 15 minutes, it took the first quarter hour before their first foray where they were really able to establish possession at this end of the field. Here's Oliveira. Dawson steps through. No sympathy for Oliveira there. I hope she's okay. She went down pretty hard as Dawson stepped through and won that ball. And ball goes out, and she's going to recover.
She's up and moving. Yep. Looks to be fit to continue, but definitely on a cold day like this, sometimes it doesn't have to be a serious injury, but you get a knock on the ankle or the foot or anything like that, and those just sting and they shake your whole leg.
Oh, yeah. Well, and Oliveira, Oliveira's going to put in a lot of work and get a lot of physical attention, and I'm sure it doesn't. She's a experienced enough striker to know that it's not going to hurt her to go down and maybe point out that she got hit a little bit. Referee needs to stay on top of that.
Kozlowski unable to corral that ball at midfield. Jenkins now doing battle with Oliveira.
Big win by Grave. Oliveira and Jenkins. A lot of physical contact, a little bit of afters there. Jenkins and Oliveira. Oliveira's backing into Jenkins. She's trying to hold her off. And they're throwing for Peninsula. But anything right now that slows the tempo a little bit gives Peninsula a chance to breathe, get the ball at their feet. They're a skillful team. They want to possess it, and they want to suck a little bit of the pace out of this game so they can get some possession, move the ball, and get some chances. And here they come.
This is Vasquez. Try to go in behind for Torres Benito. Rios quickly up to Boland.
Rios did a great job reading that. Here comes Boland. Watson breaks that up.
And now it's Watson pressing forward. She's going to poke it through for Oliveira. The foot race.
Just a little too vertical. Cut out by the Highline keeper there.
Savannah Hutchinson quickly off her line. She is probably well aware, as is this Highline back line, of the threat posed by Oliveira.
Absolutely. Well, and Hutchinson leads the NWAC in shutouts this season with 10. So what have they played? 17 games, and she's had a shutout in more than half of them. It is a difficult defense to penetrate.
Anderson Back from Mislowski. Howa. And back out by Dawson. Clemenzo and Rios. This is kind of the first lull we've seen in the 18 minutes of action.
Yeah, it's been an all-action back and forth kind of half, and you've got. I mean, one of the other things, like for Highline, is it Jennings? Is the right back Jennings, Dawson, Rios, all comfortable at their feet, all could play up front for almost anybody in the country. Really good on the ball. Same thing, Watson, terrific player. There's Bolin looking on the diagonal. Easily cut out by Peninsula, and here they come on the counter.
Gonna push it wide. Hagan loses out to Jenkins. Powsey puts it into touch. Follow the NWAC on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram for all the latest NWAC news. Also visit nwacsports.org for the most recent information on schedules, scores, stats, and more.
Bolin couldn't quite turn. She was kind of between Alcott and Powsey. Couldn't quite turn and keep it in play, but first substitution of the game.
Taylor Graham, sophomore out of Kailua. We'll check in for Tatiana Hagan.
Yeah, Peninsula has a little contingent of Hawaiian players who've always been key contributors to that program. Oliveira trying to put Dawson under pressure. She just spins away.
Jenkins hard down the line. Anderson trying to block up Powsey.
Anderson
Scoops
wins the
it
ball.
inside for Lee. Lee went on her left. Looks to be her weaker foot. Lamenzo, and she's wide of the net.
Lee with a nice run there. Just completely diced a defender. Got herself loose and then couldn't really get the shot off in a dangerous way. But good day at the office for her so far.
20th minute, 0-0 between these two sides. Watching the action out there between these two teams, both of them kind of playing like they're on a knife edge a little bit. All it's going to take is one misstep.
Yep, well, both these teams have the potential to punish you. You make one mistake, and you've got strikers who are going to make you pay. There's not only is there no expectation of a let-off, there's very little chance of one. But you've also got, they're matched up against some folks. I mean, Emily Grieve for Peninsula on the right side there. Watson in the middle. I mean, you're talking about some people, Haley Watson, who, just are really skillful players. And so it makes for a really interesting battle, and they can get forward and people can interchange. So there's a lot going on the field right now.
That ball comes through to Lee. Flipped
flick.
over to Nichols.
Nichols gets called for a high boot. She was just trying to control that ball, but really aggressive play by, I think, Torres Benito. Nope, I'm wrong.
Kayla Alcott, I think.
Kayla Alcott, drew the foul there. Haley Watson.
Lee Harden in for Skylar Blue Johnson. And Johnson's committed the foul there. Clark College in Vancouver, Washington is enrolling for winter quarter. Whether you want to advance your career, complete a degree, or earn your high school diploma, Clark College can help you reach your goals. Visit clark.edu to learn more.
And there's Oliveira. Dawson.
Oliveira.
Dives once, twice.
And it's going to roll just wide of the left
post.
post.
Is that a corner? No, goal kick. I thought it was deflected, actually.
It sure looked like it redirected in there.
Well, it was sort of an ankle ball, but Oliveira got on the end of the ball. They're still talking about it, but they're going to call it a goal kick. Oliveira got on the end of a little bit of a deflection in the box, had a little space. Dawson slid to tackle her, and Oliveira just stayed composed, beat her. Dawson got up. Oliveira was able to avoid her, and really that might be the best chance of the game so far, and it falls to Peninsula. Nichols making a run. Boland decided she'd want to play the ball there.
Boland with a bit of bowling over of Taylor Graham there.
It was a foul. I mean, Graham did a good job getting position. Boland knocked her over. going to get a little talking to there.
If Graham's shoulders are turned sideways, then you might see that one let go there. But
yeah, no, that was a foul. But, you know, in my view, not a dangerous one, just not a soft foul.
Taylor Graham.
Graham's on a little diagonal. The Peninsula is starting to get a foothold in the game right as we hit the halfway point of the first half. Really, after being on the back foot for the first quarter hour, 20 minutes, they create the best chance of the game.
Short on the restart to Jenkins. Johnson. Rios. Options drifting downfield.
And for my money, the more, although that wasn't probably the ball she really wanted to play, the more Rios and Dawson are on the ball with minimal pressure, the more dangerous Highline is. There's Rios winning another one.
It's Lamenzo now. Boland working the 1-2. Guzman is out there.
Both these teams do such a good job being patient on the ball. No panic. Use your body. Hold possession, relax, pick out a pass.
Powsey back to Watson. Roslowski is intercepted. Can Boland settle this ball? Guzman gets the inside line, trying to lay it off to Lee. Crunching tackle there from Watson.
Watson slides through. She got the ball, but Lee was there as well.
Maybe a little bit lucky for Haley Watson. It looked like there might have been 2 feet in that challenge.
Yeah, she definitely went through the ball in a robust way. Guzman did a great, she didn't win the battle against Bowling, but she did enough to make it hard for Bowling to do much besides just play a 50-50 ball to a teammate.
Nichols leathers that off Alcott.
Alcott did a great job to get in front of that ball and not concede a corner.
And now Jenkins wants it.
You'd think Jenkins is going to be able to launch this ball into the 6-yard box or just outside it.
Tough to say. I mean, the cement out there makes it for such uncertain footing. It takes a lot off. That's a heck of a throw. Falls for
Boland. She was about 7 yards out.
Nichols pushes it along. Still not clear. Anderson fighting her way to the ball.
Keeper calls for it. And is that Hutchison? Or Anderson, Hannah Anderson for Highline got there first. Headed to wide. Boland, there's a terrific chance too, about 6-7 yards out. It was under pressure. She couldn't really control it and direct it with power, but
Nichols.
Yeah, never argue with the coach when he says they're going to throw the ball into the box. And both these teams are experienced enough in this stadium that to the extent that you'd worry about footing or anything like that, they've done it enough that they've figured out how to handle that. Big win there. Guzman driving forward. And the foul is on Guzman. Not a big fan of that kind of call. Don't really like when the kid's on the ball driving forward. The defender kind of throws himself in front of him, and the referee calls a foul on the attacking player.
As Dave is a former player who got called for that foul all the time, I'm inclined to agree with you.
Seems to me you have a right to go where you're going, but there's a mixed bag as far as American officials on how they call that. I think the rest of the world's got it sorted out pretty well.
Lee pokes that in.
You know what she was trying to do there? She had jumped on that ball. It was a little bit of a turnover. Keeper was off her line. If she could have gotten all of it and put it where she wanted to, that was definitely another opportunity for Highline. But good battle by Graham and Lee. Lee ends up winning it.
Roslowski.
Right now, I'm sure Coach Anderson for Peninsula is concerned that they're just not winning enough 1v1s right now. Highline's been able to win the lion's share of those contests and use that possession to put them under pressure. The flip side is the 1 or 2 times they have won a 1v1, they've been able to really be dangerous.
Big back pass to Rios.
Yeah, you just have to have a lot of confidence in your back. So kind of a no-look. It was almost like a dumping the ball in like a defender would do. I think Rios and Dawson are just strong enough players to make that kind of thing work out for them.
Grieve. Down line for Torres Benito.
Grieve picks out a great ball. And Torres Benito, she's a terrific player. And Rios, is a really good outside back. And that's a heck of a battle. Rios took it away from her, and then Torres Benito took it away from Rios. Here comes Graham.
Fiona Dawson comes off Graham, rolling to the near side. Alcott giving chase, but will not get there. Moment's hesitation from the assistant referee on the near side.
And then, frankly, I think she got it wrong. Because the ball was played out by Highline, but they're going to get the throw.
Nichols will head to the bench.
Entering the match.
In comes Hannah Shires, first year out of Decatur. The NWAC would like to thank Highline College for hosting the NWAC Soccer Championships. Many staff and volunteers helped make this event a success. That's the second time I've struggled with that read today, Dave. There's something about the phrasing in this one.
Yeah, there's a lot of S's there. That's a tough one.
It's always difficult when you put the emphasis on the wrong syllable.
I can't even keep up. That's why I do color, not play-by-play. I'm just not fast enough.
Thrown in toward Boland.
Another long throw in. And Peninsula kind of half clears it. Lee challenges. Boland's got it at the top of the 18, along with about 2/3 of the Peninsula team, but that's going to leave a lot of open passing lanes.
Jenkins floats this back post.
Yeah, it's not going to.
Connects it a little too well.
Yeah, not going to give anybody an opportunity to get on the end of that one.
Well, 30th minute.
Half hour in, 0-0, kind of where we were in the first semifinal.
Do you feel that this is a sustainable pace of play for both these teams over the span of the next hour?
I think if anything, they're going to put both. I'm sure both these coaches are thinking about how to put their foot on the gas. They've got people on the bench who can come in and raise the level if they need to, and I think you're going to see this level or faster going forward. I mean, there may be some moments where they possess it. And both these players are intelligent enough and experienced enough to take some time to recover when they need it, but I also think neither of these teams is how much lull can you have if the other team's capable of really pressuring you on the ball and making you pay the price.
Shires gets her first involvement. Now it's Grieve on the ball. She lays it off for Powsey.
Powsey looking on the diagonal, easily cut out by Highline there.
Maslowski, Shires. Some options moving forward. Anderson makes the run up the line.
Powsey did a good job positioning herself. She's in a tough spot, 1-on-2. Made it as difficult as possible and ended up with a little bit of a deflection. And once again, Highline keeps the ball, but Peninsula keeps them from really penetrating. And Graham's really been effective coming in off the bench. The Hawaiian midfielder for Peninsula.
Alcott tries to go square in. Howa drops back to Vasquez.
She's got Torres Benito on the outside.
And Rios has it off her. That's a lot of green space in front of Valeria Rios.
Valeria Rios coming forward. She's got Boland, went for the overlap. And probably not. If Rios could take that one back and make a different choice, I think she probably would. Boland made a nice little cut, filled the out and turned and made a good run on the wing, looking for a pass there, and then would have been happy to play Rios in.
Johnson has it. Lamenzo. It's beyond Anderson. Grieve goes to Guzman and Watson. And just see, Dave, the difficulty right now for Peninsula once they get onto the ball, even if they can get it to a player in an advanced position.
Yeah, they swung the ball right to left. It was about 5 passes. They got Alcott loose on the left side. She plays it back in the middle. Highline's flowing so quickly to press that it's tough for him to get loose and do anything really creative.
Entering for the T-Birds.
Jordan Goolsby on now.
Reina Santiago.
Reina Santiago.
Number 28, Jordan Goulby.
Like I said, you just sub one, one comes off, one comes on, and the tempo stays really high. There's Bolin looking on the diagonal. Well done. Powsey doesn't want to go forward, though. She's trying to send Alcott there.
Grieve. Hard up the line. Dawson intercepts.
Long touch, but
And
she
runs
wins it.
through Howa. Dawson now poking it straight
Bolin.
ahead. Bolin and Watson. Bolin not happy with the non-call.
Bolin thought she got in position and went down. She did. It was smart. She got position. Went down. Referee saw that she was really looking for the foul, not really looking to play the ball. Let it go. And now I think that was Watson who came up, or Guzman Watson who came up and drew the foul on Highline. Now they get a chance. Peninsula can serve here. When they do get forward, they look dangerous.
What will they make of this set piece here in the 34th minute? On the way from Watson, curling in toward goal. Lee with the initial header. She was fouled in the process. Pardon me, it was Jenkins who got
had
there
the header,
first.
yeah, and drew the foul.
Don't forget to check out the official tournament merchandise for t-shirts, sweatshirts, Under Armour gear, and more. Everything's fully customizable. Get your tournament gear today. Supplies are limited. Visit nwacstore.com/NWAC.
Dawson just plays it short. So the substitute, that was Santiago coming in off the bench, takes the ball short. No problem, composed on the ball, and here comes Highline again.
Drop back to Maslowski. Dawson up to Boland. Time to settle for her. Boland lets fly, and that one will keep flying. Out for a goal kick.
She needed a little more room to get that down. She was only 35 yards from the goal. Yeah, Dawson, I mean, that's a one-pass combination, right? Dawson plays a 40-yard ball in the air. Boland brings it down on her chest and turns.
Number 13, Jordan Zarate.
Jordan Zarate.
Checks in.
Freshman from Hawaii Prep.
Checks in for Oliveira there.
Actually, they moved Graham up top and dropped her into that sort of number 8 role. Moved Oliveira into the 9 role. Or, I'm sorry, moved Graham into the 9 role. With Oliveira off.
Jenkins taking her space. She's drawn Alcott. She's around Alcott. Absorbs the shoulder check. Saves the ball. Santiago for Lee. Poked away by Watson. Maslowski floats it up toward Goolsby. Vasquez is there. Johnson. She and Vasquez do battle. Johnson has the inside line. Vasquez fights her way back to the ball. Goes ahead towards Zarate. And Dawson clears away emphatically. Dawson down behind the run of play. Came up holding her ankle. Alcott lays it down the line. Zarate gives chase. Jenkins
just turned on another gear. Is that going to be a corner? Nope, goal kick. Dawson still bothered. She had ankle problems last year, I think. I'm sure there's some consternation on the T-Bird sideline there. She tries to walk that off. Once she runs, she doesn't look like she's favoring it any. But she just let that pass go. I think she's perfectly happy to take a second.
Boland applying the pressure. Guzman is there. Back pass to Kanagi. It's a low ball out.
It's going to go back to Highline. Got Alcott on it now.
Johnson and Graham mixing it up.
Yeah, good battle. Johnson's able to play it back to the keeper. Well, one Lee's denied the ball, but Highline gets it back.
Goolsby spins out of a challenge, but Guzman is there. And Goolsby
That's a foul.
hacks down Guzman. Went for the ball and didn't get any of it.
No, I think honestly, I don't think there's a lot of malice in that challenge. I think she just got diced. She thought she was going for the ball, and by the time she got there, it wasn't anywhere near there. Peninsula's going to take their time. About 7.5 minutes left in normal time in the first half. Watson plays it and flicked on.
Torres Benito, now it's Taylor Graham. Graham from distance.
Graham got the shot off.
Won't be able to put it on target against Hutchinson.
You know, Hutchinson was in pretty good shape, but
Entering the match,
you know,
for Highline College, number 8, Mackenzie Buell.
Here comes Mackenzie Buell.
Johnson comes off, and Mackenzie Buell, who I think is one of the most dangerous number 8s in the NWAC, walks onto the field for the last 7 minutes. So I would say that the tempo is going to stay pretty high. There's
Santiago for Boland. She'll send it down the line. It's corralled here by Shires. That one's gone out for a corner.
Posey worked hard, but Shire did a terrific job. Just touched it past her. Now, is this Highline's second corner?
Yeah, just the second corner of the match, believe it or not.
Well, it's just been up and down, a lot of action.
Number 24, Lexi Mazlowski.
We'll see, Peninsula's another zone team. They've got their zone set up. Highline overloading the far post. They'll make their runs out of that corner.
This is Mazlowski.
Great ball in.
Driven ball toward the head of Jenkins. Shires.
Not out yet.
Watson gets it clear of the 18. Goolsby.
Buell.
Pardon me. Wide for Santiago.
Yep.
Santiago tied up with a couple of defenders there. Now lifts in a ball, but her momentum's taking her away from goal. Nothing behind it, and it's caught with no trouble by Kanagi.
In that situation, that's the shot you kind of want to concede, diagonal, about 22 yards out, contest it a little bit. You have confidence your keeper's not going to have any trouble with it. Here comes Peninsula, Alcott.
Shires defending her tightly. Nutmegs Jenkins. Rousey winning the throw-in.
Fans got excited about that. I thought the first time Alcott made a couple moves. She didn't actually beat the defender. Fans got excited, but then a little through the legs pass. That gets the fans excited out here. Here's Graham, one touch.
Well, Dave, nobody knows what the step overs mean, but they're provocative. They get the people going.
Yeah, people get excited. When I coached high school basketball, I remember one of the teams we used to beat up on. They always taught their kids to dribble behind the back in the back court when they weren't under pressure. And I always thought that was really silly, and I'm confused by some of the step over stuff. If you're a skillful player and you're demonstrating that you have skills, that's great. But moves that don't beat a defender, it's not the fastest way between A and B.
Goolsby drops back. Santiago's ball blocked on its way in. Grieve out to midfield.
Peninsula keeps it alive. Graham back. She's really been the best attacking player for Peninsula this half.
Alcott might have a chance to salvage this ball. Going to roll out on her.
Well, it's going to be a Peninsula throw. Jenkins is running over to get it. Doesn't know that she's going to have to recover here.
Thrown over the head of Jenkins. Graham is there, as is Dawson.
Little 3-on-1 party there where Highline got numbers, and now Boland is 1-on-1 at midfield.
Working around Guzman. Guzman's gone down. Boland has Santiago in the middle, in front of Watson.
Gets to the end line.
Her cross. Kanagi jumps off the line and cuts it.
Well, Haley, that was the Watson versus Boland matchup, and Watson, I think, takes the win on that one. Forced Boland wide, didn't fall for the step over. And Peninsula's keeper was able to cut out that sort of shot cross combo ball pretty well. But Boland, I mean, she gets the ball out here again.
Lee has it.
Finds Lee, eliminates a midfielder coming back. Torres Benito working hard. Yeah, you wonder if you can sustain this tempo, but I'm confident in both these teams' ability to maintain it. And it's really impressive, honestly. As Fiona Dawson gets on the ball, here's where they get a little bit of a break. They've pushed Peninsula back. Graham can't get up to really pressure, and now you have Rios on the ball.
Torres Benito trying to settle it. Rios, Santiago looking for Goolsby down the line. Under 2.5 plus stoppage to go. This first half has just flown by, Dave.
Oh, absolutely. Ball's been moving. It hasn't really been out of bounds much. Not a lot of stoppages. And that's good for the spirit of the game, too. You're not getting a lot of chances for a lot of pushing and shoving or whatever when the game doesn't stop, right? Everybody's got to keep moving. And it's good for the game. And here's Alcott. Peninsula, for the first time in a while, a little bit numbers up. But she goes 1v1 and loses it. Now Buell has a chance to play out of the back.
Boland touching through for Shires. Shires could be in here. The cross to Santiago. Blocked by Vasquez.
Brilliant defending by Vasquez there. There's a great run by Santiago. Great little square ball.
On the ball over the top. Taylor Graham gives chase. Rios is there.
1v1 against Graham.
Jenkins trying to recover.
This
Graham
is dangerous.
gets there.
Graham gets
Taylor
there
Graham
first. Can't find the ball, and Jenkins is able to come back. Savannah Hutchinson made that one a little more exciting than it needed to be, I think. And now Buell sprays it wide, and here comes Highline again.
Back and forth we go. Goolsby drifting inside. The pass too sharp.
Just narrowly avoided Watson and Boland there.
You're going to take a second to catch everyone's breath.
I think everybody's happy to have Boland standing there in front of her saying, hey, you're not going to kick it for a second. Everybody's going to take a breath. And now Highline comes right back again.
Well, it's sort of the old, just like the old gentleman's agreement in American football that if you and a defensive back both run a fade route the next play, if it's a run going the other way, you go, hey, man, let's
just take it easy.
Let's tie up and then have ourselves a breather.
There's Rios with it. Rios has had a couple attempts at a long pass, in that wide left channel, and really hasn't quite been able to find the weight. But that diagonal ball was terrific. Here they come again, Emily. It's really important for Highline. They've got to bypass Emily Grieve for Peninsula, because she's the person who kind of sits. She's the 6 who sits in there.
Float a ball in. Boland runs to Shires. Kanagi had that one come right to her.
Yeah, I don't think she realized how much time she had on that ball. That ball came through. Boland dummied it. Did not need to be a first-time left-footed shot there.
We're into stoppage time. Santiago goes from distance.
All of a sudden, Highline, they've created 2 or 3 really good chances in the last 2 or 3 minutes of the half here. Another substitution. In stoppage time, they're going to take Boland off for a second.
This is Casey Lynn Navarro checking in. And she's been waiting over there for a very long time to get into this match.
Number 10, Casey Lynn Navarro.
Buell turned over to Taylor Graham, but she's got no support. 5 defenders closing in.
Rio steps in, but they turn it over again. Another substitute, Zarate, being really effective in the midfield there. Zarate and Sammy Hoa.
Whistle's gone for halftime. 0-0 between Highline and Peninsula. Dave,
no lack of action in a 0-0 half. So just what you're looking for, really tight semifinal. Lots of opportunities. Looking forward to the next 45.
At the break, we'd like to remind you that Baden is the official match ball provider of the NWAC Championships. We'll take a break. Highline 0, Peninsula 0 here on the NWAC Digital Network. We'll return with the second half.
I am strong.
I won't give up.
I put my heart into the game.
I learned from my mistakes.
Focus.
Determination.
Confidence.
I trust my gut.
No limits.
Preparation.
Dedication.
Leadership. I want to make my team and family proud.
And be an inspiration for other girls who like sports.
Join the movement. I am strong.
I won't give up.
I put my heart into the game.
Red Lion Hotels Corporation is built to thrive. With innovative programming and in-the-know staff, our hotel brands offer guests great stays and a chance to immerse in local culture. Red Lion Hotels and Red Lion Inn and Suites are better than ever. For travelers who want to get lost,
We see you. Be your creative self at Clark College.
WWCC is affordable. Find your way. Attend part-time. Direct transfer. Join the fun at WWCC.
I chose Centralia College because I really felt like school, academic-wise and soccer-wise, it would be a good fit for me. And then I come here and I play, and it's like the competition is crazy, and I don't think the label of community college means anything to the skill that people have. My name is Gabby, and I play soccer at Centralia College, and I go boldly.
We see you. Be your curious self at Clark College.
WWCC is affordable. Find your way. Attend part-time. Direct transfer. Join the fun at WWCC.
Training is definitely making myself better, but I know that it's going to end up making my teammates better.
You have to know your teammate and know what they need.
The cohesion on the field and off the field is what makes everyone strong.
Being on a team, you know it's not just you out there.
I would do anything for the player next to me, behind me, in front of me.
Practicing day in and day out, trying to be the best me so they can be the best them. It's like a sisterhood that you have with those girls.
It's just really empowering. They're all doing crazy things. And you want to be like them and you want to push yourself like them.
Motivates me to work harder, to get faster, quicker.
Pushing each other so hard, all for the same goal. And then when you accomplish it, that's the best feeling in the world.
Once you tap into that, I think you're unstoppable.
I chose Centralia College because I really felt like school, academic-wise and soccer-wise, it would be a good fit for me. And then I come here and I play, and it's like the competition is crazy, and I don't think the label of community college means anything to the skill that people have. My name is Gabby, and I play soccer at Centralia College, and I go boldly.
I am strong.
I won't give up.
I put my heart into the game.
I learned from my mistakes.
Focus.
Determination.
Confidence.
I trust my gut.
No limits.
Preparation.
Dedication.
Leadership. I want to make my team and family proud.
Be an inspiration for other girls who like sports.
Join the movement.
Red Lion Hotels Corporation is built to thrive. With innovative programming and in-the-know staff, our hotel brands offer guests great stays and a chance to immerse in local culture. Red Lion Hotels and Red Lion Inn and Suites are better than ever. For travelers who want to get lost and discover adventure, we open the door to the best local experiences. We have reinvented the loyalty program. Introducing Hello Rewards, the first recognition-based loyalty program that encourages members to go further, fly higher, travel better, with tailor-made rewards. And we're not stopping yet. Presenting Hotel RL, our newest hotel brand. Inspired by the natural beauty of the Pacific Northwest, an uplifting, relaxed atmosphere, a staff that loves what they do. For adventurers at heart, Hotel RL will inspire an amazing journey. Our future has never been brighter. 3 strong brands, an expanding portfolio, industry-leading innovation with turnkey solutions, simple fee structures, areas of protection, continued support from day one. We make partnerships easy. Reach a new breed of traveler with RLHC.
We see you. Be your creative self at Clark College.
WWCC is affordable. Find your way. Attend part-time. Direct transfer. Join the fun at WWCC.
I chose Centralia College because I really felt like school, academic-wise and soccer-wise, it would be a good fit for me. And then I come here and I play, and it's like the competition is crazy, and I don't think the label of community college means anything to the skill that people have. My name is Gabby, and I play soccer at Centralia College, and I go boldly.
We see you. Be your curious self at Clark College.
WWCC is affordable. Find your way. Attend part-time. Direct transfer. Join the fun at WWCC.
is definitely making myself better, but I know that it's going to end up making my teammates better.
You have to know your teammate and know what they need.
The cohesion on the field and off the field is what makes everyone strong.
Being on a team, you know it's not just you out there.
I would do anything for the player next to me, behind me, in front of me.
Practicing day in and day out, trying to be the best me so they can be the best them. It's like a sisterhood that you have with those girls.
It's just really empowering. They're all doing crazy things. And you want to be like them and you want to push yourself like them.
Motivates me to work harder, to get faster, quicker.
Pushing each other so hard, all for the same goal. And then when you accomplish it, that's the best feeling in the world.
Once you tap into that, I think you're unstoppable.
I chose Centralia College because I really felt like school, academic-wise and soccer-wise, it would be a good fit for me. And then I come here and I play, and it's like the competition is crazy, and I don't think the label of community college means anything to the skill that people have. My name is Gabby, and I play soccer at Centralia College, and I go boldly.
I am strong.
I won't give up.
I put my heart into the game.
I learned from my mistakes.
Focus.
Determination.
Confidence.
I trust my gut.
No limits.
Preparation.
Dedication.
Leadership. I want to make my team and family proud.
Be an inspiration for other girls who like sports.
Join the movement.
The NWAC, brought to you by Baden, committed to developing and producing the highest quality products in sports, and they're driven by what is right for athletes. Baden, perform better. We are back here at Starfire Stadium, getting set for the second half between the Highline Thunderbirds and the Peninsula Pirates. Tight game here, 0-0 through 45 minutes, but there have been a couple of really good chances on either side of the ball. Through the first 45, you'd have to give the advantage to Highline. Kind of took most of that match to Peninsula, but the few times the Pirates got chances, they looked like they had the potential to be lethal inside that penalty area. Centralia College is your college for associate degrees, bachelor's degrees, and job training. Apply now to get a jump on classes and financial aid. Application is easy and free. Visit www.centralia.edu for details. Centralia College. Go boldly. At this point, we welcome back in Dave Morris, my color man. You're thinking about what happened in that first 45. Something has to give, statistically speaking.
Well, there'll be a winner eventually, one way or the other. If you're Clark, you're pretty excited. It's 0-0. You're hoping, maybe there'll be a little bit of a fight or a double overtime, red card, something like that. They're thinking about that. But I think honestly, it was a terrific first half. You got two terrific teams, and they're getting after it. And we'll see if there's any kind of adjustments. It looks like Peninsula is looking to play a little bit higher up the pitch this half. Just right off the bat there.
These are the Pirates who are in white. Moving from left to right on your screen, that's Kayla Alcott. Had a pretty good first half down that left wing, and really it was her partnership with the left back, Tony Powsey, that kind of shut things down.
Yep.
Alcott here defended by Shires. Alcott.
Nice move.
Makes a move, lays it off. Here's Oliveira. Oliveira. Tries to push that ball back.
Yeah, she couldn't quite connect there with number 9.
That's Tatiana Hagen who's checked back in.
Yep. Torres Benito tried to play it across.
Reina Santiago. Still Santiago. She's drawn Vasquez. Now chops in a shallow cross. Casey Lynn Navarro can't get back to it.
Highline basically coming out with a lineup that ended the first half. Boland's on the bench. Mackenzie Buell is in. Casey Lynn Navarro stays in up top for a little bit. Tom Moore and Highline spoiled for choice there on the bench. Sets up some tough decisions, though.
Very much so. But also some quality opportunities when you have the capability to bring players like that in off the bench in the second half.
Absolutely. Well, and you figure Jewel Boland, when she comes back in, she's had a few minutes to rest. And, you talk about being able to play at a really high tempo.
And sometimes, too, for attacking players, when they have a chance to take in part of the game from the sideline, they can see things that wouldn't necessarily be clear out there on the pitch.
Yep.
Here's Torres Benito. Shoveled off the ball by Lomenzo.
Lomenzo did a great job working back. Buell does a good job spinning out of a tackle and finding Lomenzo. Navarro wanted the ball down the wide channel.
Reaching challenge there from Cindy Vasquez. It'll be a free kick.
Yeah, Lomenzo was able to touch the ball in, draw the foul there. Dangerous area for a free kick.
Lexi Maslowski and Fiona Dawson both over the ball for the Thunderbirds.
You'd think Dawson's going to hit this one.
Restarted to Dawson. Dawson driven in low. And Kanagi grabs it without much incident.
No, I don't think, they tried to work a little play there, and I don't think Dawson really got all of it, but it was a dangerous position for it. Navarro with a nice touch with her chest. Ball stays in.
And then go back to Rios. Buell. Santiago.
Lee.
Trying to pick out that far side. Powsey was there. Pulled back by Emily Grieve. Alcott on the far side. She goes to ground just to keep that ball in play.
Great job. Greaves done a really nice job sitting in that 6 role under a lot of pressure. They find Alcott again.
Going to push that ball through.
She found a little bit of a seam. Oliveira was out wide. Now, that was Sammy Hoa working back hard for Peninsula. Rios settles. She's going to have a lot of time on the ball here.
Vasquez back to Kanagi. Rios. She'll take some space, goes wide for Navarro. Navarro with options in the middle. Shallow cross. Kanagi has to go up. Not the tallest goalkeeper in the conference, but she has good verticality.
She did a good job. She got there near post, pulled it down. I mean, it was a cross that was tight inside the 6, but she took care of business there.
Just 5'3", the listed keeper.
Both these keepers, when you draw it up as a coach, or you think, well, you need somebody with some height. But if you're a good athlete and you work at it with good technique, you can be a pretty strong goalkeeper and not be 6 feet tall. And both these keepers have done well this season and then certainly today.
Oliveira gives chase. Jenkins will beat her there in the foot race. And Savannah Hutchinson sends it out toward midfield.
And Savannah Hutchinson is another she's not, neither of these keepers are sort of the classic size. And they've both been really effective this year. Hutchinson leading the conference in shutouts, and Kanagi certainly has had a terrific year with Peninsula. So I think both coaches are pretty confident in their backstops there. And Kanagi did really well with that last cross. And here's Oliveira looking to turn on Dawson. Now it's 1-on-2.
Cy McGee saying it was shoulder to shoulder.
Yep, it was a good battle, but referee was in perfect position. And actually really good for the women's game that you have a referee letting that go. Those players are fighting for position. They both did really well. Keep playing.
Santiago.
Oh, that's a little different. Santiago kind of tried to push through Haley Watson there. Not really allowed to do that.
Pass retriever shin guard after the fact.
Guzman over the ball now, I think.
Team's got everything down there. Cleats, boots flying, players everywhere.
Hey, and they're moving. Here comes Mackenzie Buell on the ball.
Buell trying to go through.
She saw a seam there, just couldn't. They kind of closed that up.
Floated into Navarro.
There we go.
Navarro takes down Watson.
Yep. 2 very robust challenges on Watson in quick succession. And Saya recounting to Navarro. Okay, that was 1, 2, 3. I think she's telling her the next one's going to be a yellow card. Flip side is, if you're Navarro, you figure you're not going to be in for a whole lot longer. Probably not that worried about it. And in fact, there's Jewel Boland stripping off, I think, 2 or 3 layers of sweatshirts to stand in midfield.
It is chilly out there.
Yep, good day to keep running. And there's the substitution.
Boland on. And it will be Navarro who heads to the bench. So now Jewel Boland with about an extra 10 minutes of rest from the halftime break.
Yeah, we're headed toward the hour mark, still 0-0. Not for lack of trying here. And a well-hit ball there. Jewel wins it. On the turn there, couldn't quite find Boland. Boland had made a smart run, but I was asking a lot for Lamenza to find that.
Shires has turned it over to Alcott. Oliveira
with space.
Oliveira pushes through. And the shot wide of goal from Sammy Hoa.
Hoa got herself into a good spot. Oliveira's encouraging her. It was a great little pass. Oliveira got herself in space, probably a little bit over-elaborate on the ball there, but was still able to find an open player. Hala, once again, probably had a little more time than she thought. She hit that ball first time. Probably could have taken a touch and gotten her balance.
Santiago dribbling past a couple of defenders now.
Bolin just couldn't quite hang on to that. She'd gotten herself in a good spot.
Maslowski almost skid her wide of goal.
And behind for another goal kick, but Bolin had gotten herself in a good little spot there. Just couldn't quite control the pace of that pass. Peninsula going to look to come out again. This half's been a little bit, I think, more sort of dead even between the two teams. First half, I thought Highline shaded possession and certainly spent a lot of time in the Peninsula end of the field. Just as I say that, Clemenzo.
Buell floats that back post. A flag is up for offside.
Yeah, Clemenzo found Buell, and Buell had all kinds of time to swing a ball in there. They had numbers to attack it, just a little bit overeager.
Boland trying to get that ball past Watson.
Almost tried to touch it past her.
And here is perhaps the most dangerous free kick position we've seen this evening.
There were a couple that were more central that I thought were a little more dangerous. This one, I think Fiona Dawson's going to have to launch a cross in from here. I don't think this is a really good shooting angle for her. But it's definitely a deep free kick and a chance to put numbers into the box and push Peninsula back. That was a tough call if you're Peninsula. You had a physical contest in the Highline box, no call, and then you have a physical contest just outside the box. 27's Olivia Lee is wide open right now.
Dawson floated it in, looking for Boland.
Yep.
Santiago there as well.
Peninsula was able to get on the end of that one, but Olivia Lee ran down that sort of near post channel, and nobody picked her up. So it'll be interesting to see if they get another chance if Highline can find that.
They're looking to clear. Santiago has it. Sliding tackle comes in from behind.
They're going to get another chance to play a ball in. That one, Guzman, a little lucky to get let off there without a card. Kind of came sliding in. Went through a plant leg. No, that's not the kind of foul you like to see, really.
Maslowski and Dawson will talk this over. You have to think this kick favors Maslowski a little bit.
Yeah, it might be a good place for her to put her in an in-swing. It's hard to resist the urge. They look like they're going to try to go for a touch. It's a direct kick. I don't know why they would necessarily want to combine. See what they end up doing. Referees trying to keep people within the boundaries of the rules here at the far post.
Dawson going toward goal, met at the near post. That one stays in play.
It stays in, hit the post.
Rolls all the way down the byline and is eventually scooped out for a Peninsula throw-in.
Yeah, I think it bounced off of Lamanzo. Is that right? Yeah. But yeah, I think the Peninsula keeper thought that was going wide, and it did, but not all the way wide of the post.
Taylor Graham back on for the Pilots. Hannah Anderson returns for the Thunderbirds.
For the Pirates, number 14, Taylor Graham.
Well, Taylor Graham's been, really an influential player coming off the bench for Peninsula, so you'd think that'll give him a little bit of a spark here going forward. Just like getting Jewel Boland back in the game kind of gave a spark to Highline, but here's Boland top of the 18.
Guzman escorts it back to Kanagi.
Boland, 0-0 as we get to the hour mark here, but every time Boland gets the ball around the top of the area, you think something's going to happen. And there's Oliveira.
Gonna try to chase this down. A little bit of battling with Dawson there.
Rios dribbled herself into a 1v2 and now out the other end of the thing.
Bolin going back ahead for Rios.
Perfectly weighted pass by Bolin. Nice little 1-2, driving it into the area.
First touch cross, Kanagi collects it on the bounce.
Kanagi did a great job reading that. Highline had folks coming in late into the box.
Showers lurking at the back end.
Can go the other way, but Jenkins cuts that pass out and clears it. And now gets the ball back again.
Jenkins fighting her way past a couple of players. Guzman trying to link it with Alcott. Lamenzo wants the switch. Ball comes her way. Doesn't quite reach her. 30 minutes to play here in, well, regulation time. Like you mentioned, Dave, we need a winner out of this game.
In one way or another, somebody's going to be moving on today, so it's definitely on, you know, as every game between these two teams is, it's on a knife edge. These are two really good teams. And here comes Benito Torres and Rios going at it. They clatter together and fight basically to a draw. The throw-in goes to Rios and Highline, but that's the kind of battle that's going on all over the field.
Buell across midfield was hoping for Anderson. Found Pausey instead. Long ball to Tess. Torres Benito gives chase. Rios.
I think that's going to be a corner. Yep. Is that Peninsula's first corner of the game?
First of the match.
Yep.
And will be Cindy Vasquez from the looks of things.
Yep, looking to take it. She's looking for a ball. No?
Vasquez thought it was a throw-in.
Ah.
It looks like it'll be Emily Grieve.
To be taken by number 8, Mackenzie Buell.
Grieve's going to take the corner. Highline, 4 players across the 6, playing zone, and then their man marking runners.
The in-swinger from Grieve. Curling to the back post, met in the air by Watson. Knocked away by Lamenzo.
Lamenzo thumps it out wide, but all that does is give Highline a chance to come out and reorganize their shape.
Alcott. Free kick given. Watson will strike this ball. Ball from Watson. Jenkins the first one there.
Taylor almost got on the, or Graham almost got on the end of that.
Vasquez sends it back in. Alcott is there. It could be on here. Another inch perfect tackle from Jenkins.
Jenkins came at that pretty hard. I feel like she got a little bit fortunate there. Alcott tried to touch it around her, couldn't. It was a great win, but there was not anything behind her if she didn't make that tackle.
Lamenzo wide for Boland.
Boland versus Guzman out wide.
Boland
Nice
back post.
in.
Kanagi gets there.
Great punch.
Lamenzo toward goal, and Kanagi able to scoop it out of the air once more.
Yeah, no problems for Peninsula there. She came out, got 2 fists to the ball, got it out of the 18, and then when the shot came back in, she was set. Ready for that. There's Olivia Lee.
Anderson to Shires on the far side. That ball still rolling. Met at the byline.
And a corner for Highline. Blocked out by Peninsula. Now the T-Birds, as we enter, we're well in the last half hour here of regulation and getting a chance here.
Into the match for Peninsula number 13, George Narate.
Lexi Maslowski
Back
for
to
Dawson.
Dangerous ball in, won by Watson, but right back out to Dawson.
Lee, Jenkins. Jenkins going to keep it herself. Wide now for Buell. Buell on her right foot. Square ball. Controlled by Lomenzo. Anderson's shot's blocked, and it's cleared away by Taylor Graham.
Only as far as Dawson. Going to send it back in. Good defense by Peninsula there by Torres Benito, but Dawson's able to play the ball down the line. Pazzi rides that out for a goal kick. Well done. I think she got hit in the head.
Holding her face a little bit there.
I don't know if she got a stray arm or something.
Well, they're going to sub for her. Oliveira checking back in now.
She's still standing down on that end.
Into the match for Peninsula number 25, Samantha Oliveira.
Boland. This one might fall for Lomenzo. Lomenzo blocked by Vasquez.
Peninsula does a great job. You know, that was really difficult. It was diagonal pass, great ball. Run was well timed, and Peninsula's defense worked together, close that seam. But Boland turns.
Boland back for Buell. Buell!
Offsides. Nope. No shot. It's offsides. Linesman had her flag up. Great save. Once again, didn't breach the Peninsula goal. Now he came out, made the save, stonewalled her. Play was already dead, but I don't think either of them knew it.
It's a play for Buell that she'll argue that ball should have come a little bit quicker from Boland. Now Graham, space in the wide channel. Over toward Oliveira. Gets beyond Jenkins. Oliveira keeps her off the ball. Early ball in. Too long
that ball
for Torres Benito.
Torres Benito, and really it was 2v1 over at the far post for Peninsula. For Buell, you know, you might want that ball to come out a little quicker. If I'm Boland, I'm looking at my midfielder and saying, hey, center mid shouldn't be offsides. Hold your own. You found the right channel, just wait for the pass. And she was only fractionally offside, so.
Boland.
Fans are into it. Peninsula cheering. Lee on the run here.
Lee laying off for Buell. Cuts to her right. Shots blocked. Falls for Boland. And cleared away from Lee.
Highline just hasn't quite been able to find a seam to shoot in. They haven't been able to find a window between two Peninsula defenders.
Jenkins hoofs it back downfield. Loses it over the touchline.
So well done. Buell did a great job winning the ball there. Cut it. Peninsula was able to really deny her much of a window. Ball comes to Boland, same thing. Still 0-0. Somebody's down here for Highline.
I believe it's Valeria Rios. I'm not certain about that, but I saw her trying to stretch.
Yeah, the referee just signaled it's more of a cramp thing. Oh, nope, she's... Yeah, like cramp, they're going to need to give her a drink. And that's not any fun. It's uncomfortable. Get that calf cramp. But now you're looking at the last 20 minutes. And it's tough for Rios for Highline is down. Is that right?
The NWAC would like to thank Highline College for hosting the NWAC Soccer Championships. Any staff and volunteers help make this event a success. We'd also like to thank the Red Lion, the official hotel of the Northwest Athletic Conference. A friendly service and unique local flair, Red Lion Hotels get guests closer to main attractions and good times with full-service hotels and a wide variety of amenities. Discover your escape across the Red Lion family. Find success at Pierce College. Selected as one of the top 10 best community colleges in the nation, Pierce College offers more than 60 programs of study. Get started today at one of the nation's premier community colleges. Apply online at www.pierce.ctc.edu. Pierce College. Possibilities realized. Rios back to her feet now, walking off under her own power. But we started to wonder when the pace of this match would start to exact a toll, and usually it is right around this as the clocks continue to run. We're in the 70th minute.
Yep, down to about 20 minutes left. Rios, she'll get a drink. She'll stretch herself back out, probably be back in the game shortly. For Highline, they've got a substitute up there. I can't see a number yet.
What's our movie? Number 2, Caitlin Hamilton. Tony Powsey back on.
Highline has their own Hawaiian to throw in there. And they play it down the field.
Zarate.
Zarate working hard. Olivia Lee doing a great job in the middle of the park for Highline, along with Buell.
Shires trying to work it back to Lee. They've won the throw-in.
And Maslowski doing a really nice job in that 6 roll. Really allowing Buell a chance to run free, step forward, and get more in the hole right behind the strikers a lot of the time.
Hamilton for Lomenzo.
The first touch was a good one. Lomenzo knew what she wanted to do with it, couldn't quite pull it off.
And it's picked up by Howa. Now Graham. Graham trying to hold that on through Dawson. Boland dropping all the way back to midfield. Maslowski pushes it along to Shires. Trying to go in for Anderson.
Watson clears it out for a throw-in, but Highline starting to tighten the screw just a little bit here.
Cross from Anderson over the byline and out for a goal kick. Walla Walla Community College athletes follow traditions of excellence in soccer, volleyball, basketball, baseball, softball, golf, and rodeo. WWCC Warriors are proud to compete in the NWAC. Howa doing battle with Boland. Boland tripped up a little bit.
Hutchison wins it. Oh, she was looking to spray it out wide then. She had a runner. Couldn't quite find her, but now Peninsula's back on the counter. Here comes Graham.
Graham past 3 defenders, now 4, now 5, and it's the 6th. Maslowski coming back, who manages to get it off her.
Maslowski's had a terrific, quietly very strong game for Highline. Here comes Buell. And she beats Emily Greaves, and now Olivia Lee running at the defense for Highline.
Anderson, wide for Shires. It's an early ball, too early, in fact.
A little over-ambitious there. Olivera, a little 1-2 with Graham. It's Fiona Dawson sort of standing tall there. Jenkins came in and filled for her perfectly. Substitution for Peninsula.
Kayla Alcott back on for Oliveira.
As we get into that last quarter hour, we're going to give her
Entering the match for
time for a quick
Peninsula
drink, I
is
suspect,
number
and
3,
right back
Kayla
on.
Alcott.
Alcott had some fresh legs and really wanted to try to keep that from going out, but Jenkins completely sealed her off.
Torres Benito. Maslowski back for Dawson.
Powsey did well there to keep Highline off that ball.
Perfect.
Vasquez, Graham pushes through for Torres Benito. Benito going in against Hamilton. Ball's taking her wide. Ball manages to push it into the middle, but well before any of her support was present.
Dangerous attack, though. And she got wide on that side. With Rios out, and you're asking a lot for Hamilton to come in cold and hold Peninsula off as part of a back three.
Grieve and Buell both going after it. Zarate nearly got it back to Graham. Watson jumps the ball intended for Boland. Wants to keep it herself. Might fall through for Torres Benito. Fiona Dawson undercuts her. Falls for Graham. That one looks like it came off a hand. Waved away. Slide tackle on the keeper. It crosses the goal line. Has Saya McGee issued the goal? She has. It's a good goal. Peninsula Pilots on top in the 77th.
There's a flag. Linesman is not moving. Peninsula is celebrating. The assistant referee on that side still hasn't moved. They were pointing to her. Referee's going over to the assistant. They talk and point to the center of the field. It's a good goal. 1-0 Peninsula.
Well, Savannah Hutchinson perhaps thinking that because the slide tackle made contact with her that she would have a foul given, but on 50-50 balls, the keeper doesn't have any more protection than any other outfield player.
I think they were looking for an offsides or something there, and I'm not really sure what they thought. You know, it was a shot, and then the goalkeeper was out, but it wasn't a pass, so I'm not sure why it would have been. I'm not sure what the call would have been to sort of bail that out. If anything, I thought they could have called a handball, which would have been a penalty kick. So I was glad they didn't. I didn't think it was intentional, but it's a big goal for Peninsula.
And the crowd very much energized by that goal. Savannah Nichols back in. Now it's Graham once more. Dawson gets there first. Graham into Zarate. Spinning and fanning it wide is Sammy Howa.
Peninsula now, a little burst of energy after the goal. Starting to really challenge. I think that's going to open up some things for Highline. And here you can see
Lomenzo making a long run up the left side.
That Kanagi had to save that because that was off of one of the defenders. I'm not sure she needed to play it with her feet.
Probably could have picked it up.
Yeah.
No, very few referees would rule that as an intentional
Yeah,
back pass.
it wasn't an intentional pass. So. But Highline, they just jump right back up and get in the pressure. Here's Boland.
Ball comes behind Lomenzo.
Buell going for an overlap. Lomenzo looks for it, then turns the other way.
Goes for goal.
Shot.
Tipped up by Kanagi.
Kanagi with the save. That ball had a lot on it and was headed to the upper corner, and she was able to cover it, no problem. But she concedes the corner. If we get down to 10 minutes of normal, 11 minutes of normal time here, Now in the 80th minute.
Short restart, Maslowski to Dawson.
They really like to pull that ball back to Dawson, which makes a lot of sense. Gives Dawson a good angle to put a ball in. That's the second time Dawson's hit one that really didn't give him much at the near post, so kind of hope for more out of that, but Peninsula was a little late to identify it. Final 10 minutes of normal time, and now Peninsula looking to ride out a 1-0 lead. Two games that there's only been 2 goals today, but there's been enough action for about 10.
Jenkins wins it off Alcott and gets it around Powsey. Big touches in space from Jenkins. He draws the defender.
Falls.
Jenkins, the cross. Rebound nearly came
Powsey
back.
knocks that ball out of bounds. That's tough. I mean, Jenkins is driving forward on the right side at speed. Watson slips and falls, and they still really don't get a shot off.
Anderson got the ball past her defender, couldn't replicate the feed herself.
No, she didn't. It was a nice little spin, but Peninsula's got numbers back, and they're not going to. That move needs more space.
Nichols, another throw-in on the far side. Low cross. Lomenzo got there. And Kanagi.
Oh, Kanagi got a little bit cute there, was holding the ball to kill some time. You know, if the ball gets played in from outside the box and you want to dribble it across a little bit as a keeper, that was from about 6 yards away. Highline came in thick and fast. She picked it up, but now Olivia Lee brings the ball down.
Boland flicking it up to Anderson, looking for the return.
Good ball,
This
Boland.
is Jewel Boland. Boland, cross for Lomenzo!
Denied. Highline just keeps turning the screw, and Kanagi keeps being equal to the task. Thought there was going to be a short corner there for a second. Lamonzo was thinking about it too. Now they're going to take their time, plant it, launch another ball into the area.
Maslowski with the in-swinger.
Corner kick by number 24, Lexi Maslowski.
Ball to the far post. Peninsula gets a body on it.
Lee ties up with Taylor Graham. Graham goes down. Sia McGee waits for play to continue.
Foul, yeah.
Maslowski going for goal. And that one drops into the hands of
problem at all
Kanagi.
for Kanagi. Well positioned. Never a doubt about that one, but she miskicks the punt. And with just under 8 minutes of normal time left.
Both teams will substitute. Oliveira will return, so will Santiago.
In the game for Peninsula, number 25, Samantha Oliveira.
Oliveira in, you can see why, but Graham coming off, she didn't really affect her. She had a great game.
Reina Santiago.
She may be coming back into the game before 7 minutes is up. This is where neutral site games are tough. You don't have anybody sort of shagging balls. Time's running down. Also, it just makes it harder to have a rhythm. Oliveira gets it. Picked up by Hamilton, and Fiona Dawson plays it back in.
Buell up to Santiago. And this is Emily Grieve. Fighting off Lee.
Yep, held off Olivia Lee. Well done.
Lee turning here. Going ahead for
Boland.
Boland.
If that ball had a little bit more on it, Boland was in a good seam waiting for it.
Free kick given to Highline.
I think that's a foul on Emily Greaves. Is that right?
Looked to be Grieve.
Yep. Came in. This is a dangerous area again. Dawson. They've gone for that little touch around the wall and then a shot the last couple times. I wonder if they'll let Dawson hit this directly or decide to let her just loft it into the box. Honestly, given where goalkeeper's position, if I was Dawson, I'd fancy my chances here. Just try to really drive it, not get too cute about it.
3 in the wall for the Pirates. Dawson on the way, and that one.
She does hit it, but over the goal, and Peninsula gets a chance to take some time off the clock and restart with a goal kick.
Dying seconds at the 85th minute now.
Down to 5 minutes of normal time left. Highline's already playing with a back 3. You wonder if they'll go to a back 2, try to get the tying goal. First thing they need to do is make sure they don't concede any more free kicks and dead balls where Peninsula can just sort of take time off the clock. And Peninsula will take their time getting sorted out for this throw-in. Very much content to let this clock run down. Oliveira keeps that ball in, looked like it was out of bounds.
Alcott floats this ball in the air, won by Hutchinson. Punts the ball up to midfield.
Causey wins it, but Highline regathers in midfield.
Over the top looking for Santiago. She's in against Guzman.
Well won by Guzman.
Back with Alcott once more. Played through for Oliveira, who believes she was offside, so they're going to let that one roll back to the Highline back line.
They're going to give possession over because I'm pretty sure she was offsides. Now Dawson's driving forward. She's got Buell to play off of, Boland. Boland dueling with Watson and beating her in midfield, but Watson slowed her down. Peninsula was able to get 9 players behind the ball there. And you've got, if you're Highline, you've got your best player in terms of scoring goals 50 yards away from the goal right now.
Boland.
Watson comes up. Almanzo. Yeah, that's going to be a foul.
Torres Benito
fouled her. Referee played advantage, so Torres fouled her again. Or Torres Benito fouled her again. And eventually you get the whistle. Here's another chance for Highline to play a ball in. They haven't gotten very much out of these free kicks. They've been more effective just playing through balls when they want to play.
Maslowski keeps it herself. It's a low-driven ball in. Chested by Kanagi. Barely able to get back to that ball.
Yeah, Kanagi, she's gotten a little bit casual a couple times. Once she decided to hold that ball and take some time, and then there it looked like she could have caught it, and she decided to chest it out. I don't know if she was thinking she'd had more time. Boland came in there, and that was the kind of challenge where she was looking to maybe separate the body parts too.
Dawson, big over the top ball. Kanagi will catch it that time.
Kanagi nice and smooth, just waiting. Peninsula once again taking plenty of time when the ball goes out. If you're Highline right now, you got to keep the ball on the field as best you can. Dawson with a big win there. Gets the foul call. Falls to the referee to add a little time, this kind of stuff. Big ball over the top.
Looking for Boland. Kanagi gets there.
She always had all the advantages there as that ball came over. But terrific, really a terrific long ball, and Boland made a nice run. Watson was running with her, but Kanagi able to get on the end of it. There's a ball off a Peninsula defender. Watson's just going to play that into touch, as they say. And it goes up a hill behind the field. Clock's running.
90th minute. Time rolling away. Santiago will draw a ball out from behind the goal. A little bit surprised you don't see the long throw of Jenkins at this point in the match.
Yeah, they kind of rushed that. I think Jenkins could have gotten in there and thrown it in, although they just haven't gotten that much out of those kind of plays. Peninsula gets numbers back. There's a good ball in.
Lee goes to ground, can't get there.
And that's off Nichols. Highline. Yeah, Nichols concedes the throw.
Peninsula subs Graham back on for Oliveira.
Is Oliveira just going to stay up there? No, just going to go to the bench.
And we hit stoppage time.
We are beyond normal time now. The only person around who knows how much time is left is the referee. And unlike the Premier League, he's not talking. There's no signboard.
Official time is now being kept on the field.
The Peninsula fans are crowding down by the field cheering. Meanwhile, Highline in possession, everybody forward. Jenkins cuts around Graham.
Early ball in. Grieve is there. Grieve hits it across midfield.
And Jenkins gets back. Lee flicks it on.
Saya McGee just glanced at her watch. It's Santiago.
She's going to recycle this. There, well done. Gets it back.
Santiago upended. Clean challenge, all ball, says the referee. And it's knocked back into Highline's side of the field.
Nobody on that side of the field. Peninsula's just going to get their shape. Highline, everybody's driving forward. Fiona Dawson up the field in the midfield.
Dawson, she's
there
going to keep
goes.
it. Watson takes it off her. Chipped in by Maslowski.
Bowen almost got off. It's still dangerous.
Grieve hits it away once more.
Anywhere but here is good for Peninsula right now. You've got Dawson getting forward. Really, Highline just wants to get Boland on the ball somewhere around the top of the 18 here. See if they can make something happen. And Peninsula's done a good job. They've just kept it, they keep playing it out, keep playing it wide. Win possession again, going long. Jenkins cuts it out. There's a throw in for Peninsula. That's going to kill a little bit more time. We get closer to the end. Referee hasn't glanced back at her watch again.
Headed on by Graham as far as Dawson. Desperation time for the Thunderbirds.
That's where Dawson, she's a former striker.
Loses out that time.
Long ball, is it going to roll out? Eventually it does. Highline able to throw it back in. Another long ball up. Boland got ahead to that.
Guzman won the free kick.
Yep. Santiago thought she got fouled at first, let Guzman beat her to the ball, and then tried to pull her back. But remember, we had a stoppage for injury, a goal where we had a little discussion. There's going to be a couple minutes of stoppage time here, but that's it.
Whistle goes, and for the 8th consecutive time, the Peninsula Pirates are bound for the NWAC championship game.
What a great effort by both teams. Highline, you can see they're just spent. They gave it an absolutely tremendous effort. Peninsula, they defended, they hung in there. Goalkeeper Kanagi had a terrific match. She's kind of the player of the day for you if you're Peninsula, I think, in a lot of ways. Stood tall, and Peninsula goes back to the final. Highline, their title defense ends at the second to last hurdle.
So the NWAC championship match is all booked. It'll be the Clark Penguins against the Peninsula Pirates on Sunday, and Dave, from these two matches, I am very much looking forward to that fixture.
Should be a great game. Be a lot of fun. Actually, 9 a.m. the NWAC All-Star game that morning is also a fun time. And I'm not sure if my microphone's still working. Is it? Okay. That's a good match. But then, yeah, Clark and Peninsula is going to be a terrific final. Highline's had a terrific season. Really, really unlucky, frankly, today. They played a really strong match, and you knew it was going to come down to a break at some point, and Peninsula got the break. Well done to Kenyon and Anderson and the Peninsula team. They did a great job staying organized and giving themselves the opportunity, and then they finished it.
So that final match will be played Sunday at 1:30 p.m. We'll have a post-game interview with one or two players from Peninsula in just a minute or two.
As NWAC Director of Operations, Allie Young, sprints down to the field to try to corral a couple of Peninsula Pirates here.
An unenviable task after a close win. Players have a tendency to scatter a little bit.
A little bit. Plus the Peninsula men's team is here for the men's tournament a little bit later this afternoon, which we'll be calling. And so they were running on the field, a little bit chaotic finish there. And it's a big rival. That's a big rivalry. They've played now in the Final Four 3 years in a row. Two programs that go back and have quite the rivalry. Peninsula's men's, so it's Highline's men's team that's here. Peninsula's men's team was only here to support the women's team. Should be a terrific couple matches coming up, but a terrific final. They always are, but what a great final for Sunday, and really disappointing, I'm sure, for Highline. They had a great season. They're a terrific team, and Peninsula, strong team, continuing to get after it.
Well, again, your next matchup will be the first men's semifinal, Tacoma versus Pierce. Don't go away. We'll have our final post-game interview with a couple of Peninsula players coming up after this on the NWAC Digital Network.
Life is about moments. If you fight, I fight. If I fight, we fight.
You be there and watch what I do when the bell rings.
Do you have that real look in your eye? That when you look at yourself in the mirror, you can ask yourself this question: did I give everything I got? Did I lay it all on the line? Or am I cheating myself?
What you say, Quaid?
See ya!
Right at it. Oh! He's done it again!
So whatever you're gonna do, claim it. Leave your mark on this world.
Welcome back. My name is Dave Morris, here with Cindy Vasquez and Emily Greaves from the victorious Peninsula Pirates. Congratulations. Great game. So what are your first thoughts?
I thought both sides battled really hard. We knew going into it was going to be a really difficult game, and we prepared for the formation and things like that, but we knew at the end of the day defense wins games, so we just had to keep organizing.
You guys hung tough defensively. You're sitting in that number 6 role. How was that? They threw a number of different people at you.
Yeah, for me, I would say it probably wasn't. I wasn't able to distribute the balls as well as I usually am. I knew it was going to be more of a defensive role, and I just had to stay on my mark and get it out no matter who it was.
Well done.
Thank you.
And Cindy, you had the unenviable job over there on the wing.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of space out there, and you had to fight pretty hard all day. So what did you think as the game went on?
I was just trying to remind myself that as long as we keep working hard, there's only 90 minutes total in the game, and I was just trying to remind my team that to battle through, because we could get through it as long as we worked hard.
So when you worked the ball forward a couple times, you got in on goal. What did that look? Tell me about that, coming from looking at it from the back line as people were diving forward.
In terms of just getting the ball up and playing it in, well, we just tried to. We knew that they only had 3 in the back, so we knew if we just played wide and then tried to cross it in across, that someone would be in there to run onto it. We knew that we couldn't probably go up through the 9 as we usually do, so we just had to kind of change our tactics a bit.
Is that why I saw you dragging Oliveira out real wide some of the time? Was that kind of what that was about?
Yeah, just to get that extra support from her.
So, was there any big adjustments you guys made at halftime?
No, we were just super encouraging and positive during halftime. We knew that Cindy made a huge save first half, so we knew that we just had to keep organized defensively like we had been all game, and we were just ready to get back out there and play. Nothing changed.
Yeah, and she had a terrific second half, made a couple big saves.
Yeah, huge.
Drea too. Huge saves.
Yeah, later. So, which one would you? I can think of a couple. There was one from the outside, and then there was one where she came up big on a cross. Do you guys look pretty confident in her?
Yes. She definitely, as a freshman, came in ready to work, and she knew that if she just grinded it out all season, that she'd get the starting position, and she earns it every single day, for sure.
In our keeper,
yeah.
for sure.
There you go. So tell me about looking forward to Clark on Sunday.
We haven't played them this year. We played them last year in the friendlies, and they were a really good side. They're super strong in the midfield, so we're looking forward for another good challenge. Yeah.
Terrific. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Hopefully you guys will warm up a little bit.
Yeah. Out there, but I'm glad it didn't rain.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.